Good morning, my people. Fill your cup. I've got the unicorn cup because we are talking magical stuff today. I am so excited. We've really dug into our strengths and weaknesses last week, and we needed to spend a lot of time there. I hope it didn't get too redundant, but the reason why we needed to learn so much about how to free up our strengths and stop our weaknesses is because we have to learn how to move from a place of power on a daily basis and be powerful. And the only way to be powerful is to move from our strengths. So what does powerful mean? Because powerful is one of my most favorite words. It's one of my affirmations. I am powerful. It gives me an emotional buzz. So what does powerful mean? It's an adjective, and it means having great power or strength, having control and influence over people and events, having a strong effect on people's feelings or thoughts. But we're going to change things up today. Instead of the word people in this definition, we're replacing it with yourself and your. So I want you to think about powerful this way: having control and influence over yourself and events, having a strong effect on your feelings or thoughts. We're getting real. Getting real today, folks. We are talking about being powerful with ourselves and with our words. We're talking words. Words are the way we communicate our thoughts and our emotions. Through words, we take these thoughts and we create action from them, positive and negative. Every thought, every action, every reaction we have starts with words. We use words to create our belief statements. We use words to tear ourselves down or build ourselves up. We use them to judge ourselves, to victimize ourselves and others. Words form knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge makes up everything we believe about ourselves and the world around us. So, you are probably asking yourself right about now, what in the heck has she been reading? So, new book, new week, The 4 Agreements. I gotta tell y'all, I got a lot out of this book, but this is about the 4th time I've read it. Recently, one of my dear friends out there, recommended I read it. And I was like, oh gosh, here we go again, the 4 Agreements, because I've read it a couple of times and I get about 3/4 of the way through, and it's been hard for me to wrap my head around the concepts in it because it's very metaphysical, it's very universe, it's based on Toltec, Mexican ancient wisdom, with a lot of Christianity thrown in. So it's a totally different book than any I've ever read. But this time I dug in and I did the work. It's a quick read, which is great. I love a quick read, but I did have to download the companion guide, and I did all the work and all the exercises to really dig in and get the most out of this book. I had to do the work on it, but I'm so glad I did. So if today's talk touches you, which I really hope it does, because these are my words, these are my thoughts, I'm really speaking from my heart today. So if you see me reading, I'm not reading from this book, I'm reading from the notes that I wrote because I don't want to miss a thing on this. But if you feel inspired by this, I recommend digging into that book because it really helped me clarify. Like, I knew I wanted to come on and talk about being powerful with you all. I knew that was like our next step, is how to become more powerful with our action. But I was missing the words. So this book helped me find my words. And just think about this. I want to focus on one particular part of this book, and it says to be impeccable with our words and what that means. So think about this. Even in the Bible, John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So that speaks to me as not only are our words powerful, but they're sacred. So how are we using our words to lift us up or tear us down? And we use these words to create our belief system. And the really jacked up thing about our belief systems and our words from the very, very beginning is we are taught those words by other people, which means our thoughts came from other people to even begin with. So as children, we're told how to communicate using words. We're told what to think about ourselves and about the world around us. But as adults, we realize maybe not all that was true. And the key to finding real happiness is to find power over your words and use them to lift you up. Use them towards your strengths, to show yourself love and compassion, and to get rid of those old past limiting beliefs that keep you immobilized and living in fear and tearing yourself down and beating yourself up because they were someone else's words to begin with. So we got to find our own words. And I'll use an example of how we use words and how they can be so powerful to show love. I love my beagle. I've shared him on Facebook. He's my ride or die. He's my buddy. So every morning we have Mommy Louie cuddle time. And I tell him what a good boy he is. And I tell him how much I love him. And the way I speak to that dog is with so much love, to the point that other people in my immediate household, my family, the people I love the most in the world, have told me that they wished I would talk to them the same way I talk to the dog. So then that got me thinking, how do I start my morning talking to myself? Do I start my morning with a Katie cuddle session? Or do I start my morning thinking about, oh my gosh, I've got to get up, I got to get the coffee fixed, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm immediately thinking about action and what needs to be done versus taking the time to use my words to empower myself, to put myself in a place where I'm freeing up my strengths for my day and making myself feel as good as my dog feels about himself, because Louie thinks he's fantastic, let me tell you. So how are we building ourselves up? With our words, because that's where it begins. The power of our words and the power to change our thoughts and thus our actions and our reactions all starts with us. And you all know I suffer from enormous amounts of mind chatter. It gets me up at 4 a.m. It gets me on social media sharing my fears and anxieties. It immobilizes me. But I'm in control of my words. So I'm in control of my thoughts. I have the power to control them and not allow them to immobilize me, not allow them to create that anxiety in me or negative emotions. When I talk to myself from a place of self-love, integrity, and awareness, I can break free from the past and those limiting beliefs that I've created for myself. The more self-love I have, the less I'll experience self-abuse. So when we judge ourselves, we take away from our personal power. And in order to find true happiness, we must find the courage to take our power back. If all of our energy and all of our power is being consumed by things that take away from us, how will we ever have the power and energy to bring goodness, light, and joy into our lives? We have to free up our strengths and stop our weaknesses. Stop those limiting words that create negative emotions and poor self-dialogue. Stop that poor self-dialogue. You're in control of it. Your words are not controlling you. Our words are a gift. Your words give you the power to create what you think, what you feel. What you feel moves you to react or act. And we've talked about action. That's what we're doing right now. We're in live action. So therefore, our words are the most powerful force we have in our control. Think about that for a minute. Our words are like seeds that we plant inside of ourselves. What kind of garden are you growing? What kind of fruit do you want to bear? We can change our lives through the power of our words. It's that simple, but it's not that simple. Because I've been trying to do this for 2 days. And I'm feeling great and I'm feeling powerful. But I have caught myself so many times using my words against me and letting that stuff creep in. And it is so programmed into me, which means it's probably programmed into you too. It is hard to break that self-dialogue when it has been all you've known for your entire life. So today, think about your words and how you're planting them in your life and how you're using them, how you use them towards others, and how you use them towards yourself. And I really am going to try, I'm doing to the best that I can, using my words to speak to my strengths and the strengths of others around me, and to bring love to myself, joy to myself, and be a source of love and joy to others. So, I said I wasn't going to get emotional, and I made it all the way to the end, but this is from my heart. Go out there and be powerful today. We can do it. We got this. Change your words, change your life.